Namaste everyone. So here we are. Today I'm going to discuss about Sauca. Sauca means cleanliness. It is actually from Niyama, the first component. So you can see there's a letter there. It's a second rung of the Ashtanga Yoga that we learned. So the first one is Yama. The second rung is Niyama. In the Niyama there are 5 components. So we're going to discuss the first one called Sauca. That's sa, when you put a dash down there, like it's sa. When you put 2 fingers that way and up, it's sao, ao, sao, cha, sao, cha. That's the pronunciation. That means cleanliness or purification. So it is more, comes to the self-care and also more of the cleaning inwards, like inside cleaning the body, especially body, mind, and soul. So Niyama means it's one of the self-restraint, but it's more of a personal care, personal self-care that comes in a Niyama. So let's discuss the Niyama one, Sauca. So Sauca, if you see the board, we start with the mind first down here. We need to clear our mind. So basically thoughts and words or speech or action. These 3 things are mostly, they link up to this yama niyamas mostly, and that's the behavior that creates. So yamas are external behavior and niyamas are internal. So the journey towards inward based on Sauca is a purification or being pure or purity. So if you have your thoughts are pure and clean mind, that you create this space more safe and for yourself and for everyone around you and also to the external world. So it's more like keeping the good thoughts, keeping the positive thoughts, and you don't want to be bothered by negative thoughts. So gently, like meditation can help to get, just to close your eyes and do a bit, 10 minutes once you wake up, it's the best now. So keeping the mind more spacing, like clearing, not a bad stuff now, okay? Meditation is the tool for that. And if you move on to the words, like words, what you say, watch what you say. It's very important. When you even deliver the words, like even I'm talking to you, if I use some kind of a foul words or any kind of the words that offend people or make it not nice sounded, also harsh and whatever the feelings, anger or frustration, this all also comes into purity. So when you look at Niyama 1, the Sauca invite you to see inwards and to purify, and the thoughts become the words also gets clearer and pure. It is pretty hard practice, but that's how it is. This explains it. But the next one is the action. The action, for my experience, action is more, if you talk about just the yoga practice, the body is external, but the inward, your system, your digestion system, lymphatic system, and nervous system, there are like many inside now to take care and to make the body run more energetic way or more energetically. You got to really see what are you doing with your actions. For example, if you just stick to this topic, the food is very important. The food. In a yogic way, we more eat vegetarian meal, but also in the vegetarian, there is a diet called Sentient Diet. Sentient Diet. Sentient. That's more sattvic or sattva. No onion, no garlic, no mushrooms, no alcohol, no any heavy stuff. It's very simple, more like legumes, rice, vegetable, fruits, not any processed food or something like that. So that creates in the body more you begin to elevate the spiritual energy and also supreme higher consciousness. And that's what it is. But diet is very important. In a modern way, they always say, you are what you eat. So be careful what you eat. Not too much of, eating a lot of stuff or putting in. bit by bit, more vegetarian, so but more sentient diet, sattvic, be sattvic, they say, or be sattva. So that creates your mind and your thoughts and words and your action more like you're creating joy and you harmony with yourself and the people, the external world. You can begin to try, let's say, for now, maybe let's say 30 days. Like you just eat vegetarian food. Like no onion, no garlic, no mushroom, no any heavy stuff, no processed food or anything now. So try and give it a shot. Let's see how it impacts you. And then, and also, now there's one more tip, fasting. Fasting is very helpful. Fasting for 30 hours. Well, I just did 40 hours. And I had like a little mild stress because it's been a long time. I used to do this ritual before. I'm born in a Hindu family, so we have this 7 weeks of the fasting. We pray, and then in the evening we have a light meal, and we close down with like praying to God and just, and we finish. But in yogic way, it's more of you stay very calm, and non-training day, you don't really like do so much, just remain calm and then just to drink water, lots of water intake. It might be helpful to cleanse and then extract the toxins. So you basically, before like 10 or 9, you eat light meal and you sleep, and the other day you just drink water or maybe a fruit juice. I had like two fruit juice. I was like, couldn't stand. And the other day you wake up, and the morning you wake up, and the first thing you need to do is the oil pulling, also helpful. Take a virgin coconut oil, like 2 spoons or 1 spoon, just, you kind of like do 10 minutes. So 20 minutes is the best. And the oil pulling is very helpful. It clears up this bacterial, environmental, and chemical, this toxins that tongue often absorb from your food or from the external world that you receive and you absorb. It's kind of like the taken away and removes, and it purifies the human body. So it is very helpful, and I did that. And also after that, you kind of like brush your teeth, of course, and use the tongue cleaner. In India, we call this a tongue cleaner. It's like a stainless steel device. Often in the tongue there is something like excretions. You kind of want to clean it up too. And then you move on to the to take hot, lukewarm water with the salt and lime juice inside and squeeze it in, and you drink it up, like drink more, literally, not to fill the stomach, just a little bit. So what happens is when you drink that, the fasting, after like 30 hours of fasting, it opens up the walls, and and when you go to the toilet, it's like it extract all the toxins. So this is a very, I know sounds maybe extreme practice or something, but this is how it is. Like the fasting can be very helpful, and it balances, and it also decreases the inflammation in the body, and it enhances the energy levels. Well, I had a great practice today, so I don't know my students noticed or not. I was like, I thought like I couldn't do it very well, but my energy was flowing. I kind of felt elevated. And also it's good for the brain function, the cognitive function, which is about understanding, reasoning, thinking, and it elevates that, and it gives you more clarity and more of knowledge, so which help you to study well and stay focused. That's what I did yesterday. So this is a kind of ritual you can do if you're practicing yoga. This is my advice. And monthly, 2 times fast. The best is 4 times monthly, so every weekend. But start to, and then see how the body's like. If you're weak, you need to kind of find a way to stir up. Just maybe like 16 hours, or intermittent fasting, like 12 hours and you don't eat. But you make sure that you eat light. Well, anyway, so we're gonna go the next. So what happens when we clean our bodies? Our bodies are become lighter, and also it's good for the weight management. It reduces the weight and obesity. It burns the fat from the ketosis. There's a word in a medical term, ketosis. There's this, and it's where the stored fat, it starts to burn up if you do fasting. What happens? Your body becomes lighter. So when you do asana practice, there is you don't feel heavy in your body or limbs or something. There is a opening. I felt that today. and I'm going to continue to do the fasting. So if you're into, go ahead and do the fasting, especially if you do yoga. So it's more of an internal, personal self-care, okay? But take care of yourself. Remember to take it slowly, not at once. Mamandi, okay? Slowly, devaga, okay? Antipu, little bit, slowly. So yeah, and also cleaning the mind, cleaning the body, drinking lots of water, whatever I explained it earlier. And then the next one is the external also cleansing, very important, which is the space. The space that you live in, it's very important. And heavy stuff, everything messed up around. I mean, you don't want that to be like, whoa, you know. You want it to be like clean. Just like, you know, dress clean or talk clean or eat clean, you know, all these kind of things. So environment is very important to feel more lighter. And that creates less stress on the mind, and you begin to feel lighter. So make sure that your space is spacious, opened with the cleanliness. Yep. I'm going to read it to you about the Sanskrit sutra, a Yoga Sutra by Patanjali, chapter 2, 40 verse. Repeat after me now. Sauchat, Swanga Juguspa, Swanga Juguspa. This is complicated, the last one. Me too, I struggle a lot to pronounce it well. So, Parye Rasam Sargaha. Parye Rasam Sargaha. Parye Rasam Sargaha. So, Sauchat Swanga Juguspa Parye Rasam Sargaha. That's from the chapter 2, 40 verse. Google it. If not, I mean, I suggest you to buy a book, okay, inside the Yoga Sutras. You can see this inside the Yoga Sutras. It is from Jagannath Carrera. It's pretty good. I mean, it gives you like kind of more brief meaning. Well, and let me show you this device called Tong Cleaner. So this is like, I'm not sure you can see or not. It is just to, you know, to extract the excretions from tongue. So that's one of the tools. And there's a neti pot also to cleanse the sinus. These are kriyas that I'm going to talk about it maybe probably in the next video more briefly. Or just like, just suggest you to get a book of this Yoga Sutras by Patanjali. There are many, but choose the good ones. And also maybe I suggest you one more book to buy by Nikolai Bachman, Yoga Sutras. Also pretty good. And there's a super cool one from Deborah Adil, the Niyamas. It's more with the personal stories, and then people really like, I mean, it helped me a lot. So what are we talking about today? Purity, Sauca. So yes, let's get into the meaning of that. Sauca tiswanga juguspa pareya rasam sargaha. Chapter 240 words. It means cleanliness of the body and mind develops disinterest. I repeat, disinterest. Means you no longer like, you don't have much interest, but like not much contact, or you really like kind of distance, or not really much of it, like with the external one. You're more turning inwards. So Sauca means it invites you to go inwards, journey towards inwards of the purification of the body, mind. Yeah, so that's the meaning of purification, purity. It creates cleanliness, internal clean, personal care. So disinterest in contact with others for self-gratification. Pleasure, self-gratification, pleasure that you want it to be, or, you know, it creates a sense of joy. Okay? So that's the sutra. I'm going to give it up. What I'm going to suggest you to do is about more in a practical way. You can actually look at here to do daily ritual. You have habits. Habits are generally like, you know, I do have habits too. It kind of makes me feel heavier. I mean, I used to drink a lot of chai. I love masala chai. I mean, chai, without a start of chai, but I can't start my day. Now I kind of stopped it for a while. I still wanted to have it, but I kind of like cut it down. What happens, it's something, I begin to feel lighter. So if you have like a coffee addiction, like habits, that's not ritual, that's a habit. So habits and rituals are different. So they kind of go close together, but it's more customized at like to do, which is good for in the yogic way. Like you have to follow, if you're a yoga practitioner, you got to follow this yama niyamas, and they're very helpful. Yeah, so we're at the Niyama 1, the second rung, and the step 2, right? So yeah. Yoga comes in a asana practice to make the physical body energetic, open up, detoxify the body. And kriyas. Kriyas are netipat, like you swallow the cotton bomb, and dhoti just like to cleanse it, extract the toxin out, or clean up the intestines pipe, the pipe up here. And there are extreme practice too. And also oil pulling, and fasting also comes in one of it, and drinking lots of salt and lemon with the salt water. You just, you put your kind of like 2 fingers, you pick it out. All this now. What I'm going to do is I'm going to talk more briefly about these practices on the next video. What are they and how the sounds are. These are kriyas. Kriyas. Okay? So pranayama. Pranayama, it's the breathing techniques. Psychologically, more, more in a, like, it opens up the energetic body, and it creates an eternal space inside the lungs now. Pranayama is a very, like a deep practice. I mean, it's not just you lie down and then you fold a couple of blankets and, just follow. In my training also kind of mostly I fall asleep because I was too tired. And my trainer said, I'm like, you're not focusing. So it requires a lot of focus now. Pranayama, probably I'm going to talk about in the next video. Probably I'll make a special video to talk about how it works now. But pranayama is literally breathing exercises. And breathing, prana, is very important for the, and also it cleanses. You have this emotional rise and fall. It quantumizes. So it's very mindfulness practice now. So these 3 are very important. And I talk about fasting. It's, monthly twice or 4 times or every weekend, like 30 hours, if not 24 hours, if not 12 hours. Try. Eat lighter. And avoid. Now we talk about more of the mind thing, like what you need to be mindful about this. Avoid the lust, anger. You're angry for nothing. You're like your blood pressure rises up. Somebody did some mistake, or something you saw you didn't like it, or somebody said something to you, or something that makes you angry. No need, just to slow down. Just breathe. Focusing on your breath is the best. That comes to pranayama. It can, as I said, the emotional rise and fall, the feelings and thoughts, it can quantumize. So these are like internal cleanse. Personal self-care as sauca. And pride. Oh my God, lots of pride. No need. No, yogi does not create pride. Ego, no need. Greed, you want more. You cling too much, like you want more and more and more. No need. What do you want? Just wear simple clothes, a little bit soft meal, practice, light carry, even also the emotional baggage we talked about before. Oh, no need. Just nirodha, like slow down, nirodha, like just, yeah. And jealousy, this is dangerous too. Jealousy, no good. Tauke in Cantonese. I'm not sure another language. Well, I live in, the China continent, so tauke, mafan. And jealousy is no good. Okay, if someone is happy and, even your friend is happy, you're growing, or something he got what he wants, you should be happy for it. And, oh, I don't have this the same. No. So that creates joy in us. So there's also a thought, we talked about it before. Being more pure, the thoughts are very important. So the last one is attachment. You attach to things, people. This is life. People come and go. in our life, very often we lose our loved ones or mourning to death. But this is life, right? So it is very hard, we are yet, my mentor said, we are deep creatures, yet shallow creatures, at the same time. We're like deep, at the same time shallow creatures now. So we need to avoid this. We be mindful, this kind of a feeling impact our mind that makes our words and our action, thoughts, speech, our words and action. Also, Sauca, it's kind of linked to the yamas a little bit we talked about earlier. They are all aligned with it and everything. So it is a very, it is a constant daily practice. It's a lifetime practice. Well, what happens? You get used to it. And mind has the power to, attract the darkness mostly, but you can modify. So this modifications of the mind, you got to be purified. Yeah? Okay? So these are things to avoid emotionally, with the external world in your mind. So just the mindfulness thing. And be sattva. Be sattva. Sattva, sattvic. Let me explain you about this, the three energies in this universe, or maybe in Ayurvedic, we talk about these three types of energies, or the people that they eat the food and how their mind works out. So sattvic diet or sentient diet is more lighter, vegetarian diet. And also they add some dairy products like ghee and milk, yogurt, Some they don't even do that, like no onion, no garlic, no mushrooms, no alcohol, nothing. Everything is fruits and the vegetables, greens. It creates, you're more, you become more generous, you become more understanding. Your energy is very light and soft. You're basically like more of this is like yogi diet, sentient diet or sattvic diet. So the people who practice yoga, I think this is a right way to do the practice. The book says, and also I think I also felt that. So I'm going to try. So let me see how my changes often. I'm working on it. Yeah. And you too. Good luck. So the next one, it's the rajas or rajasic. It creates movement in the body, but in the mind, it's quite confusion. It can create not stability, but you're more like, as an artist, passion and love that I believe often. I did my work very often, like being very vigorous and constant cultivating. I'm moving forward, working, non-stop working. I used to work for almost like 18 to 19, almost 20 hours, 18 to 19. There was a year when I was working on the musical. It was like I only slept 4 hours per day, and I was working on 20 hours every day, teaching classes, working on this project. I felt very exhausting, and after that I took training of this 300 hours yoga. Something has opened up. I don't know. Yoga philosophy, and I said in my podcast also, yoga happens when philosophy enters your life. It was pretty cool. The line I read, it was good to share now. So, I don't know. It was great. And I start to take care of myself, and I begin to see from inside. Before I was like everything, okay. But passion, yes. The second, the rajasic, it's more like a sport, active, artistic, creative people. Mostly they're moving. They create movement in the mind now. So that's, it doesn't create stability. It's something that's not clear, but it creates movements. Very energetic now. And the third one is, you can say in the rajasic, mutative. Yeah, the term. And the third one is tamas or tamasic. This energy is dark and kind of like sloth or, tired, heavy. The food is like, drugs, alcohol, processed food, fried food, lots of sugars, coffee, caffeine, you get used to it. Like, people go to work in the morning, they need coffee. They need like 3-4 coffees or espressos they drink, so many and keeps them up. And at the end of the day, they don't have the energy enough. But what to do? This is the reality we live in. They need to charge them. But it creates in the body and mind. The third energy is like literally heavy and dark, and the mind is not good. The first is the best, sattva or sattvic or sentient diet. Second one is rajasic. The food is like, spicy, fiery, lots of, also kind of added meat or something. And the third one is like literally everything you put inwards now that creates in the mind. So these three energies are often they dominate each other, and also it impacts the people's mind. So if you're practicing yoga, be sattva or be sattvic. That is very helpful. Yes, I think we almost covered a lot of things which I wanted to share. So take care of your thoughts, speech, and action. Otherwise, they impact on everything. And also self-care is very important. More in thoughts, words, and your action become more purified, and because you start from inwards. And also the rituals are very important, which you need to, work on it to be more clean. Sattva means goodness, constructive, harmonious. You want to create harmony. Rajas, passion, active, but confused a little bit, not clear. And tamas, darkness, destructive, chaotic. So as a yogi, you choose more sattva, more vegetarian, no meat, no onion, no garlic, no mushroom, no any stuff, just fruits, vegetarian. Also, dairy products they don't do, but you can do ghee, milk, and yogurt. It's very helpful now. And physical exercise is very important. Asana practice. It's external, but internal is, as I mentioned earlier, talk about fast, talk about cleansing kriyas and pranayama, meditation, dhyana dharana. So it's very helpful for your mind. And drink, if you can, lots of water. Water intake to lots of body. It's very good for the body. It purifies the body. And stay away from this, this emotional things. No? And let me share with you what can be more to understand from Nikolai Bachman, the Yoga Sutras. I will read it to you. A vegetarian diet aligns with the Sauca, cleanliness, since it supports non-violence, ahimsa, and promotes sattva, goodness. The qualities such as virtue, kindness, intelligence, purity, and become more serene and tranquil mind. So you can see that in this Ayurveda, the Indian science of longevity and medicine treats all substance objectively, and you can see there is a, being sattva is pretty good. That's what it basically says that. And the lifestyle and the diet of yoga promotes eating low on the food chain as possible as you can. Like you eating less is the best. Not too much of everything, not consuming a lot, but eat clean. And coming clean by admitting something that we have been holding in order to avoid potential embarrassment is another form of Sauca. So you want to come clean. Thoughts, words, action, purified. So journey inwards towards the purification. So the outer and inner cleanliness are important for maintaining our health and sanity. Sauca means cleanliness leads to heart and mind that is sattvic, happy, focused, but not distracted by sensory perceptions, and ready for experiencing the divine light within. So people, Sauca makes us, or the human body, like an instrument. Like, we have a guitar. Sorry, I'm a left-handed, so. And you tune, tuning. Also, it is like an instrument. So the body is like an instrument. The rhythm, the energy that moves within the space and time. It creates energy to elevate the higher consciousness by fasting and by eating well, but not eating literally trash or something. So it is actually, you got to tune it up. So that's what happens about internal cleanse. So Sauca invites you again, the journey towards inward. Okay, so this is very important, inwards. The purification, the cleanliness of inside, it's very important now. So ultimately, I can say, Sauca creates joy. Sauca gives you clarity. Sauca makes you understand to start things more clean. Sauca invites you to be more purified of the body, mind, and soul. I want you to create your space in the mind by cleaning up. And I want you to clean your body. And I want you to invite the new energy, make your soul more vibrate with a higher consciousness, and to elevate, to make your cognitive function work more clearly, to understand and reasoning, knowledge, being compassionate, kindness, and loving, to create harmony and peace with yourself, with everyone. So may this Sauca make you understand about this cleanliness, and let's see what Sauca can bring us. Remember to follow the path of this Ashtanga Yoga, Yama Niyamas. They are like a ladder. They are like a GPS, global position system. They guide you through it. So I hope the second rung, Niyama, the first component, Sauca, gives you that cleanliness ideas and clean your body, mind, and soul. So maybe welcome and the new energy, and maybe clean, and maybe be pure, and may purify everything within us. So thank you for listening. I hope my share is helpful. Till then, speak soon. Thank you, and namaste.